The real theme this week with the comments and the questions that I was getting. And you all wanted more information on how to deal with someone, a toxic person, emotionally abusive person, narcissistic person that you can't go no contact with. So, how do we learn how to start distancing ourselves from people that we can't remove from our lives? And so, for this video this week, I want to go over some things that can help you to begin to distance yourself. And one of the biggest things that will help you when you're dealing with someone who is unhealthy, emotionally abusive, narcissistic, distancing yourself from this person is you have to accept this person for who they are. And that sounds really simple, but the fact of the matter is when we come in contact with someone who is emotionally abusive, who's just toxic and unhealthy, maybe narcissistic, it doesn't really matter. We take things personally that they're doing, or there's this part of us that wants us to, really tell this person what they're doing is wrong and how they are is, unhealthy. And you want to show this person this unhealthy side of them in perhaps hopes that they'll maybe change or stop doing what they're doing. And you can't change anyone. You can't control anyone's behavior, and really accepting that is the start towards you protecting yourself. So when we accept that someone is on their own journey, doing their own thing, and we can't change them, it's not our job to change them, that's really self-empowering. And I know I'm going to get a lot of comments from people that say, absolutely not. You have to tell someone that what they're doing is wrong and they can't do this or whatever. And to some extent, yes, we always have to be standing up for ourselves, but we have to get to a place where we don't have this need to try and change this person and this need to expose this person for who we think they are, and this need for this person to really want to change their behavior. So that's something that's really healthy for you to accept. And something that I know for me personally, when I get to the point where I realize it's not my job to change anyone. It's not my job for someone to realize that their behavior is completely irrational, unhealthy, ridiculous. It made me feel really at peace because I didn't waste time and energy thinking about, well, how am I going to tell this person again? Next thing is so don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. You have to practice self-awareness. So self-awareness is so important in so many aspects of your life, but really practicing self-awareness when you're dealing with this person. So you have to know who are the people in my life that are emotionally abusive, that are toxic, that are unhealthy. You don't know who those people are, then you're going to probably be abused because you're just going off of other people's negativity and projections and their own insecurities and stuff, their own emotional abuse. So when we practice self-awareness, we're going into, okay, I know who this person is that's abusive in my life, and every time I know I have to be in a situation with them, I'm very aware of the things that they do that I feel are abusive. So they may not think that they're abusive, and that doesn't matter, but these are things that I know that this person does that either pushes my buttons or gets under my skin or does the thing that's really hurtful and disrespectful. Like, you have to know these things. You have to be aware of these things. So that way, when you have to contact this person, when you have to interact with them, gives you home field advantage, because that means that, okay, I'm in control of the situation. I know what this person does that hurts me or gets into my skin. It allows you to not take on other people's stuff. So one of the things that I always tell people, you have to educate yourself on emotionally abusive people, a narcissistic personality disorder. If you're just enraged and you're like, why would this person say this? You want to text them or you want to female them and just, why did you say that? That was so ridiculous and uncalled for, and you're wrong. Do you want to do all that stuff? Or do you meet this person and say, oh, that person definitely is insecure and was trying to get under my skin. But I'm so proud of myself because throughout the whole thing, I walked into that interaction saying, I'm going to hold on to myself. I'm going to love myself. I'm going to know who the person is that I'm dealing with. And I'm not going to take any of that stuff on. But again, this is stuff that takes practice, and it takes you really learning how to love yourself, which means I love myself more. My energy, my vibration is more important than me getting wrapped up in the negativity and drama of this person or saying that what they're doing is wrong. I just really set a boundary and I enforced the boundary. And that was really just it. I didn't try to fix someone. As to establish your boundaries with people. And this is like literally the first aspect of self love that's so important because so many people comment or ask me, how do I set boundaries with people? Because I told this person that what they're doing, I don't like it and I won't stand for it, but they continue to do it. So there's two aspects of that. Number one is, again, we can't change someone. So we can communicate all day long. Hey, I don't like that. Please don't do that. I find that hurtful. I won't stand for that, all of those types of things, which are important. But if you don't enforce that standard, then that standard means nothing. You don't enforce that boundary, and someone knows that you have poor boundaries and they're weak because you verbalize what it is that you're expecting out of this person. And when they don't rise to that occasion, you just let it go. They're going to continue to abuse you is learning how to enforce a boundary. So how do we enforce a boundary? Enforcing a boundary it's much like dealing with a child. When a child does something that is not okay, we don't basically say, okay, don't do that because they're not understanding that there's a boundary. You have to create that standard. You remember, people are bad at treating you by what you will tolerate. So you are really in every aspect of your life, friendship, partner, coworker, what have you, you're dictating that relationship. Again, you have home field advantage because we can't stop the fact that we have family members that we're going to see. We can't stop the fact that we have a coworker who is just, very abusive and manipulative and narcissistic. We can't prevent those things. So we have to learn, how do we deal with this person in a healthy way. Once you educate yourself on these things and you practice self-awareness, and you practice learning how to hold on to yourself and love yourself through interacting with these people, then you're golden. You're showing an abusive person is, I'm not tolerating that behavior. So whether it's, hey, if you speak to me in that way, I'm disengaging now. And when we can talk in a calm way, in a loving way, then we can reestablish this conversation again. Hope that this video has helped you guys out there understand some ways and things that you can start thinking about so you can distance someone from your life. And maybe even giving you some insight on whether or not there are certain people in your life that you should keep in your life. So definitely take an inventory of the people that you are surrounding yourself with and determine whether or not someone is actually good for you.